There's one other thing to consider. The police found muddy footprints near Drew's back door.
But the impressions weren't clear, so they weren't able to make any sort of match.
I know, but we did hear the shooter leave through the back door. And I happen to know that Willow used that door all the time to avoid the press.
But Kai, anyone could have gone that way.
Well, how did they get in?
Is there anything else? Anything else that points to evidence that Willow was actually there?
I mean, once the shooter left, we came out of the room, and then Kai picked up a baseball bat just in case.
That's why it was there. It was in the police report, but we weren't able to determine why.
I carried it with me, but dropped it when we saw Drew on the floor. And we checked him, and we realized he was still alive.
Yeah, we were gonna call 911, but we saw headlights pulling through the driveway, and we ran.
We thought maybe the person who shot Drew had come back. And so in our rush to leave, I accidentally left the bat behind.
Why didn't you two come forward sooner?
That's a good question.
The police why we were there. And at the time, Drew was blackmailing my mom.
Which is now public knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
So now that we've told you everything, what are you going to do?
Nothing.
Absolutely nothing.
See? Y'all are stupid. Thought y'all went to college.
How can you just sit on this information like this?
Why? Because your story is very compelling, but it doesn't actually prove anything.
But shouldn't the jury at least hear about the ringtone?
Yes.
May I remind you that I have an obligation to defend my client.
Which is why y'all should have went to somebody else.
Make sure that justice prevails.
Again, I have a judiciary responsibility to defend my client to the best of my ability, period.
This is what happens when you major in art and not pre-law.
We should have gone to the police.
Yes, it was.
If you go to the police, you will be implicating yourself in a crime that by your own admission, you have committed.
Get a lawyer.
But I think you both know that, which is why you came to me and didn't go to Turner.
Turner's not going to charge y'all.
With anyone else.
No.
And I'm going to say this again. If you go to the police, you will be implicating yourselves.
Not if they get an attorney to represent
I'm
them.
not just saying this for Willow's sake. I'm saying it for yours.
That's some trash. You're so... Ugh, she makes me sick. She makes me sick.
The only time that we never had this conversation.
But this is important.
Trina, we've said everything we needed to say. Let's just leave.
That's y'all's fault.
She didn't believe us.
She didn't want to believe us.
That's true.
So what do we do now?
I know.
What does that mean? Gonna try to kill him again? Huh? And she didn't answer the phone. Did she answer the phone after she shot him and left out the house? A missed call wouldn't show up on the phone, would it?
Hello?
Hi, with whom am I speaking?
Wiley Corinthos, do I know you? Sorry. I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Bye.
Now what? Alexis. Ugh.